Most gardeners think compost is the ultimate way to build soil. And don't get me wrong, compost is powerful. But there's a lost soil building secret that was once common knowledge and is now making a big comeback among serious growers. It doesn't take months to break down like compost, and the results often show up in weeks, not seasons. The secret? Fermented plant and food-based inoculants, often called indigenous microorganism brews or fermented inputs, a method deeply rooted in traditional farming practices. These natural ferments can supercharge plant growth up to 3 times faster than standard compost because they don't just add organic matter, they flood the soil with living microbes and plant growth compounds that compost alone can't deliver. Why compost, though valuable, has its limits. Compost works by gradually breaking down organic matter into humus. That humus feeds plants, improves soil texture, and holds moisture. But compost is slow. Even in an active pile, it takes months before the material becomes stable and plant available. Plus, compost depends heavily on the microbial community in the pile itself. If the balance isn't right, you might get a product that's decent, but not truly alive with the full spectrum of organisms your soil craves. Compost is an excellent foundation, but on its own, it doesn't always deliver quick results. That's where these ancient ferments come in. The roots of this soil secret are found in traditional farming. Long before chemical fertilizers and commercial composting systems, farmers across Asia developed ways to accelerate soil fertility using what was right around them. In Korea, Japan, and parts of China, gardeners learned to harness the power of fermentation. By fermenting plants, food scraps, or even soil microorganisms with sugar, rice water, or milk, they created liquid brews teeming with beneficial bacteria, yeasts, and fungi. These solutions were applied directly to soil and crops, delivering a concentrated dose of microbial life and plant growth regulators. What took months with compost could be achieved in weeks using these ferments. The practice faded with the rise of industrial farming, but modern gardeners are reviving it and seeing incredible results. How these ferments actually work in the soil. The secret lies in biology. When you ferment young plants, fruits, or food scraps, the process releases not just nutrients, but also plant hormones like auxins and gibberellins. These natural compounds tell plants to grow, root deeply, and branch vigorously. At the same time, fermentation multiplies beneficial microbes by the billions. When you pour these solutions into your soil, you're seeding it with life that outcompetes pathogens, unlocks nutrients, and accelerates decomposition of organic matter already present. Instead of waiting for compost to finish breaking down, your plants are directly receiving growth signals and microbial allies that make nutrients instantly available. So, making your own fermented soil booster is actually, well, surprisingly simple. One of the most popular versions is called Fermented Plant Juice, or FPJ. To make it, gardeners gather fast-growing plants, like comfrey, mugwort, or even young vegetable shoots, chop them up finely and mix them with brown sugar. The sugar works to draw out the plant juices and, at the same time, fuels the fermentation process. After about a week, you just strain the liquid and store it as a concentrated extract. This extract is then diluted in water, usually at a ratio of 1 to 500, and applied as a foliar spray or soil drench. Another method is creating indigenous microorganism cultures, often called IMO, using rice and soil, then expanding them into a solution. Both of these approaches cost almost nothing and can be made from materials you probably already have in your backyard or kitchen. So, why do gardeners say the results are, well, 3 times faster? The difference between compost and ferments really comes down to speed and intensity. Compost slowly enriches the soil, building up long-term fertility over time. Ferments, on the other hand, act almost immediately. Gardeners often report stronger seedlings, faster root establishment, greener leaves, and earlier flowering after just a few applications. By combining the steady foundation of compost with the rapid stimulation of fermented inputs, you get the best of both worlds: long-term soil health and immediate plant vitality. Bringing this lost practice back into your garden isn't just a fad. It's actually a revival of techniques that sustained farmers for centuries, long before chemical inputs even existed. By making and using your own ferments, you take control of your fertility, reduce waste, and create a soil ecosystem that's alive and resilient. If compost is the slow, steady heartbeat of your soil, ferments are the lightning strike that energizes it, giving your plants a surge of vitality you can see with your own eyes. So, the next time you turn your compost pile, just remember there's another way, an older, faster way, that's waiting to be rediscovered. Try making your own fermented plant juice or indigenous microbe brew, and watch as your soil wakes up with a vigor compost alone could never achieve. For more traditional soil building secrets and practical gardening wisdom, subscribe to Gentle Herbal Living and share this video with fellow growers. Together, we can revive the old ways that still outshine the modern shortcuts.